Don't go thinking this is some kind of posh burger that doesn't relate, right? It's still filthy and naughty and gorgeous and sumptuous, but it's got elegance and it's a bit different. You could swap pork out with lamb or beef, and you could swap Stilton out for cheddar or whatever melts beautifully, but this combo works hard. And also, this recipe is for one. You can, of course, double it or quadruple it, but it's quite nice to do a recipe for one, something for you. I've got lovely pork mince from the butcher's. It's from a free-range pig. Okay, that makes all the difference. Now, look, over the last 50 years, burgers have had a bad rep for being the icon of junk food. That's because when you're working with mincemeat, you don't know what's in it. But when you go to your lovely butcher and you order 150 grams of freshly minced pork shoulder from a free-range pig, it's gonna be next level straight away. So you're already in the Premier League of patties, of burgers, right? So all I'm gonna do is just season this pork mince with a little pepper and a little salt. And you want it to be just a little bit bigger than your bun, okay? Because it's gonna shrink. So that goes into your pan on a medium-high heat. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil just to get it going. We're gonna cook that for about 2.5 minutes on each side until it's golden and caramelized, beautiful. For me, the thing that links the pork and the Stilton together is the humble pear. Just remove the little stalk, and I'm gonna just slice it as thinly as I can. The sweetness from the pear just works with the funk of the Stilton and the savouriness of the pork. I'm gonna just dress it like a typical salad. A little bit of red wine vinegar goes on top, a little pinch of salt and pepper, and a little extra virgin olive oil. And then we'll put a nice little handful of our mixed salad in there. Just toss it up, and the acid from the vinegar will stop the pears from discolouring. So, tea's been cooking for a couple of minutes. Let's just flip it. Over it goes. So look, simple so far, but just you wait. What happens next is what makes this your bun. I like a nice, stodgy, spongy bun. This is a brioche bun. So I'm gonna go face down in here, and that will start to suck up all those lovely juices that have rendered out of the burger. So that's nice and lightly done. And then we're gonna put them on their backs as well. Just apply a little bit of pressure to it like that. And then I'm gonna take these out. And look at that. I love the way it sort of just blisters on the top like that. Beautiful. Okay, so we're back to the patty. The last flip, can you see the colour we've got on this burger? Now, the magic is about to happen. 30 grams of quality Stilton. And we're gonna go into the pan with it. And as it starts to melt, we're gonna put the burger on top, and it's just gonna coat and shine up this amazing burger. Look at it, it's just kind of caramelizing and getting crispy on top of there. We'll start now layering a little bit of our mixed leaf salad and our pear on the bottom, like that. Then I'm just gonna place the burger on the bun, okay? But then in the pan here is all the crispy bits, and I'm gonna put the bun in here to mop it all up. We're gonna waste nothing. Can you see that? It's sizzling away, and it's gone crispy. And then just a few more bits of your gorgeous pear. Shove all the greens in on the top of the patty. And that, my friends, just needs to be attacked in the only way I know how. Juicy, pungent, sweet, feels naughty, but is classy naughty. So, for all you burger lovers, try something new. Widen some of the flavour combinations. Pear Stilton and pork. You know it makes sense. Delicious. I'm gonna make the most delicious, scrumptious thing that comes in a bun that me and Jules love at the weekend. It's full of colour, it's succulent and tasty, and it's my Aubergine Burger. It is utterly delicious. Pan goes on, medium-high heat. Get your lovely aubergine, and I want you to cut down the length of it. I take this end off first, go for about 2 centimetres, which is that, and carefully just go all the way through, like that, and like that. So we've got our 2 slices. If you've got a little bit of the stalk there, we can just take that off. Season this with salt and press it down. That will start to break down the aubergine. So these 2 slices go straight in the pan, dry, and that's gonna make them toasty and a little bit smoky, and most importantly, cook it so it's silky soft. The offcuts, don't worry, put them back together. These will go in the fridge. We'll use them for soups, stews, pasta sauces. It won't go to waste. But I will take now Parmesan, mozzarella. So first up with the Parmesan, I'm going to grate some of that, and that's gonna become the outer crispy bit of the aubergine later, okay? So I've got buffalo mozzarella, it melts beautifully, and I'm just gonna cut into 4 lovely slices. Then I'm gonna use some sun-dried tomatoes, 2 nice big ones. Now, the thing I love about sun-dried tomatoes is the sweetness. Slice that up. A little goes a long way. And then, as we're doing classic Italian flavors, we can only add to that with beautiful basil. So just a little plump handful like that. And now turn the aubergine. So nothing in this pan at all, but see that? We're getting that lovely toasty char, which is lovely. Press it down. Just toast them like that for 3 minutes on each side. Now, we're gonna give it a coating. So for that, we need eggs, 1 lovely free-range egg, and that's gonna stick grated Parmesan to this creamy, smoky aubergine, right? So just beat up the egg, hit it up with some black pepper, and grate the Parmesan. That is gonna be our outer coating of the aubergine. So as this comes up to 3 minutes, it's looking good. You can tell that it's cooked by the fact that it's nice and bendy now, right? The dry frying is genius. You're not sort of soaking it up with loads of oil. So we are ready now to cover this in beautiful things. Take it out of the pan and go hot into the eggs. Bathe it. Get the fork and just stab it in there and let the egg go through it. And then once you've done that, you take it off and you lay it into your Parmesan. And do the same with this one. And then we're gonna go back into the pan. A little drizzle of oil, then we'll pick up those aubergines and we'll place them in the pan. And slowly, slowly melt the Parmesan. It goes golden, it goes crispy on the outside, kind of really soft and gooey on the inside. Let that have about minute and a half. And when I gently pick it up, oh yes. Oh. Just get the mozzarella, pop it in the pan next to it, just to get a little bit of heat going through it, just to get an ooze on. And then once it's had like 30 seconds, I'm gonna place that mozzarella on one side of the aubergine, like that. And I'll do the same for these as well. This is now getting seriously exciting. Go in with our lovely sun-dried tomatoes. Push it down. Go in with the basil, just rip it on. And then, when the underside has had about the same time as the other side, then you're gonna just pick this up and squash it over like this. See? Push it like that, up the pan. Don't be polite about it. Just pick it up, fold it in half. That's your job. If it breaks, don't matter, right? Just go with the flow. Come on, let's get the ooze on. Right, buns. Who doesn't love a nice burger? I'm a meat eater, but this is a vegetarian dish that I would absolutely fight for. It's delicious. So look, I'm plating up now. And we didn't start it that long ago. Let's get this on here. Look at that. Sizzling deliciousness. And you pretty much cleaned the pan for you. Your washing up's gonna be very easy. So that, my friends, is my aubergine burger. It's big, it's lush, it's full of flavour. And that, for me and Jules, is gonna be great. What a lovely little lunch. One pan to wash up, happy days. A little jazzle of balsamic. Oh yeah, that is so good. If you thought you didn't like aubergine, then give this a try, honestly, because it's so juicy. It's not greasy in the slightest. You've got that crispy outer layer, and then the classic Italian flavors. So that is a proper nice weekend treat, all in one pan. Happy days. Hey guys, hope you're well. Let me give you my homemade veggie burger. It's delicious, full of colour. We're gonna serve it up with some beautiful sweet potato fries. It's got three of your 5 fruit and veg a day in one beautiful meal. So let me show you how to do it. Now, as far as getting more of the good stuff into your body, little clever swaps can be really, really helpful. I've got some sweet potatoes, a really good little swap. 1 potato doesn't count as one of your 5 fruit and veg a day, but sweet potato does. And I think sweet potato with spice is delicious. Put it into nice little wedges, 1, 2 centimetre chunks. Throw those into a little baking dish. Give it a little kiss of some olive oil. Cajun seasoning, 2 teaspoons. It's a great, great little cheat. Give it a nice little mix up. So make sure they're nice and flat. This will now go in the oven for about 30-35 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. They will be sweet, crispy, and delicious. Let me just wash my hands. So, veggie burger. I've got 400 grams here of frozen sweet corn and peas, which of course is a classic. Frozen veg is amazing, it's nutritious, it's cheap, it's really convenient, and you can have fun with edamame beans, broad beans, broccoli, just use your imagination. I just put it under some cold water just for like 5 seconds. Drain it off and then get it in a food processor. The thing that's gonna hold it together and bind it is the flour. 50 grams we need, or 2 heaped tablespoons. So put that in with some pepper, and then we're gonna pulse it up. Don't let it go too smooth, right? Keep it nice and chunky, and then we're good to go. So have a little look at this. That's the texture that I'm looking for. Not pureed, like nice chunks. You can see how it comes together. So this is enough to make 4 lovely patties. Before I do that, I want to add a layer of flavour to the outside of this gorgeous veggie patty. So a little flour, because that goes crispy. Then I'll put yet some more Cajun seasoning down. Get a nice large handful, that's enough for a portion. Now roll it in that spice like that and kind of form it into a little patty. Just simply pat it down like that. Look at that. I'm gonna cook 2 today, so there you go. A little bit of olive oil goes into a pan. Cook these for about 12 minutes, 6 minutes each side until golden crisp. So let me just have a little wipe down and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so these little patties have had about 6 minutes. Let's have a little check. Look at that, so lightly golden. You can kind of pat it down and just make it go a little bit bigger. Next job, a nice little curveball, but full of flavour. Bit of tinned pineapple. It's gonna give you the most amazing eat. So just 1 per patty. And then the juice we're gonna use to dress some salad. Put a couple of tablespoons red wine vinegar for tang. Kiss of oil if you want. Tiny bit of seasoning. So I'm going to take some iceberg lettuce. Use any lettuce you like, but I like the iceberg. It's sweet. Try and make it as fine as you can. Get it into that dressing and give it a nice little toss. So these patties have had about 10 minutes now. They're looking really, really good. Look at the colour of those pineapples. That is really, really nice. With the rolls, cut them in half and let's just toast it up. Running out of space now. So there we go. Let's build these 2 awesome burgers. Cheese-wise, I'm using cottage cheese, fresh flavour. Look at the colour. Colour's crazy. Got the pineapple, look at that caramelisation. Imagine that. And then just a little bit more cottage cheese. Oh, this is gonna be good. And look, you know, I'm a massive fan of beef burgers. I love them. But it's good to change things up, right? And my family love these. I love a little bit of chili sauce. That's an optional. And then the lid. And not to forget, coming in is those gorgeous, crispy sweet potatoes with your 3rd portion of veg. Look at that. Can you see how these have also caramelized? Got gnarly. So there you go, guys. That is my homemade spiced veggie burgers with sweet potato fries. That's a picture right there, full of color. Let's just cut this burger in half. Look at that. Amazing colour. It's going to get messy, guys, so let's just go for it. Sorry. That's delicious. It's properly messy. I'm loving the Cajun spice with the sweetness of the sweet corn and the peas. Hello, lovely people. It's me and the one and only Gennaro Contaldo.
Yes.
And we are going to make the best, ultimate Jamie's Italian burger.
It's the ultimate burger.
And we wrote this together.
Yes, we did.
So we have an Italian-style spongy roll, smoky pancetta, incredible secret sauce.
And hallelujah.
So we've got 3 cuts of meat here. We've got
Yes.
flank, we've got chuck, which is my favourite cut, a lovely mixture of meat and fat, added fat, quality fat, and aged trim, okay? So you get a lovely kind of umami sort of depth of flavour that's gorgeous. Now we're gonna add a little bit of sourdough bread to this. We're gonna blend it. Very simple. We're letting the flavour and quality of the meat come out. We're gonna season it like a steak. These onions are just heavenly with many things. Thyme, bay leaves, loads of balsamic vinegar. This has had, guys, about 35 minutes, okay? So the patty is on, push it down. We want it imperfect. We don't want a perfect sphere. So, Gennaro, what are we gonna do next?
Look at this lovely pancetta. Pancetta is actually...
Can I treat you like a pig?
Yeah.
So, the pancetta comes from round here.
Yeah.
So this is the pancetta here. And then down here is the...
Never mind, the pancetta is
Okay.
here.
We want a nice thick slice of pancetta. And we want the burger and the pancetta to cook in the same environment, okay? Because we've got lovely smokiness there. Turn that over.
Look at that.
We're using a griddle pan here, lovely people. You could absolutely use a pan. You could use a barbecue. And what I love the chefs at Jamie's Italian to do is sometimes we tie up woody herbs, right? It's a nice little tip that. Use herb brushes to really make it juicy and based. I'm just gonna cut this pancetta up a little bit, just so it's kind of more manageable to eat. Once we've got that really gnarly, crunchy, crispy outside on the burger, but it's still not quite cooked through, we put the cheese on top, wonderful Westcombe cheddar. Then we put a bowl on top. Now that kind of creates a little make-believe oven, right? So it just starts to melt that cheese. The bacon around it's still getting crispy.
Let's have a look.
When that cheese starts to melt, we can then put the wonderful pancetta on top. And we push this just to one side. So then we can just take this lovely brioche bun. It's crunchy and spongy and therefore soaks up the juice that's gonna come out of that burger. Let's build this burger. The lovely balsamic onions, heirloom tomatoes, then the patty with the cheese and the bacon, and then my favourite burger sauce. If you want to see that sauce, then click the link up there. There you go, lovely people. That is the Jamie's Italian
Yes!
burger.
Yes!
And we would serve that with wonderful fries or polenta chips, a lovely little side salad. This is going to be messy, bro.
I know, but it's so good. I
Shall-
can't help it.
sh-
Shall we?
sh- yeah.
Shall we? 1, 2, 3. I know.
Oh, it's so good. That sauce is outrageous.
And burgers now, look.
The burger's good, it's not overcooked. There is no polite way to eat this. The crew thought they were going to get some. No way.
Sorry. So good. Last bit, I'm sorry.
So good. Sorry you had to watch us eat all of that. It was so damn good. I hope you enjoyed that recipe. Tell us about your burgers. Tell us what you do. There's millions of you now, so subscribe, be part of the family. Until next time, go into Jamie's Italian and check out that burger. How good's that sauce?
Shall we give me the secret?
The secret is...
No, watching the video.
This is a brilliant Katsu-style chicken burger. So good, so quick, easy, nutritious, and delicious. And you got 2 of your 5 fruit and veg a day in one dish. So let's do it. So look, we've got a lovely chicken breast here. I want to show you how you can make your very own breaded chicken. It's super easy. So to start with, I've got some nice burger buns. Now look, this is an opportunity when you're going around store to have a look at the choice of burger buns. There's all kinds of ones. So look, I've got 3 here. I'm using 1 for the breadcrumb, put it in a food processor and waz it up. Takes a couple of seconds. Take yourself some greaseproof paper, take that chicken breast, and I want you to cut this in half. Basically, go to the middle, through the breast, and you can open it out like this, like that. I want to season this now. And then I'm going to take some of these breadcrumbs and cover it, and just pat it like that. Now, normally you'd use the flour and the eggs to stick it. We're going to use, how can I say, itself to stick it, right? So it saves you time and effort and ingredients. So just literally put the breadcrumbs around, lay them on themselves like that. You can do it with any meat you like. Put this part of the parchment on top. Get something flat or a rolling pin and just give it a bash. Now by bashing it like this, you're pounding the breadcrumbs that you freshly wazzed up into the chicken. They become one, right? At the same time, you're making it thinner so it cooks quicker, but also you're tenderizing it as well. So it's like triple pleasure. So once you've given it a bash, let's have a little open up here. And you can see the parts where you've got the breadcrumb and you can see the actual chicken. So what we'll do is we'll just take this and put it back on the parts that aren't covered. The other brilliant thing about breadcrumbing is it really takes a little bit of meat and takes it a long way. So whereas you'd normally put 1 chicken breast in a burger, this is going to be more than enough for 2 people. Have a little look at that. Things like breaded chicken is often done for you and frozen, and you never really know where the chicken comes from. And just by learning this process, you can kind of get that kind of, I don't know, street food kind of vibe, but you're owning it. You know everything, you know where it comes from. So the pan goes on, oil in there, lay your chicken into the pan, medium-high heat for about 3 minutes on each side until golden, crisp and delicious. Right, let's wash our hands. Okay, so we've had a clean down. Now, look, the chicken's cooking beautifully. Now it's time to make a really beautiful, exciting and quick, fresh slaw. So I'm gonna swap the white cabbage out for the Chinese cabbage, but you can use any cabbage you've got. Get a box grater, give it a nice little grate up, and you want about 1/4 of that cabbage. Then do the same with a washed carrot. We can also have fun with this, okay? So you could take apple, pineapple, pear. So fill your boots, have fun, use your imagination. And the great thing about this is a cool way to get more fruit and veg into your life, right? We've got a bun, feels a bit of fast food. We've got the chicken, you know, breaded, crispy, feels a little bit of fast food. Look, if I turn it over now, just have a little look at this. Look at that, come on. Golden, sizzling, and delicious. Look at that. Really, really nice. I'm happy with that. So grab yourself 4 spring onions and finely slice. I like using the spring onions because they're quite mild. Normally when you do a coleslaw, right, they'd add mayonnaise. Now a brilliant way to make a coleslaw more delicious, but also have less fat, is to use gorgeous yogurt. 4 tablespoons. Then I'll hit it up with seasoning of salt, pepper, and this is where things get fun. We're gonna take some curry powder and like a little teaspoon. That'll give it that katsu vibe, and then some sweet chili sauce, just a teaspoon. And then if you want to give it a little bit of a twang, just a little thimble of vinegar. What I love about this, sort of that creaminess and that sourness, just makes all the veggies sing. Let's have a look at our chicken. I'll turn that off now because I know it's cooked. I'm gonna get my buns, cut these in half. Now, just like 1 minute in the pan is all you need. I just wanna warm them through. Happy days. So let's plate up a nice little wodge of the slaw. Look at that, can you see how crispy that is? But look how that breadcrumb has just stuck to it beautifully. Fine, golden and delicious, beautiful. Just give it a nice pinch of curry powder and happy days. So there you go, guys. A really quick, easy, fun and delicious katsu curry inspired chicken in a bun. And let me show you inside that beautiful, gorgeous, spicy world. So you have that juicy chicken, breadcrumbs gone crispy. Then you got the freshness of the slaw. Right, enough chatting, let's get in there. Absolutely delicious.
I've got a totally epic way to upgrade your homemade burger. And I've been making burgers for years and years. And you know what? I think this one might be my most exciting one yet. My loaded beef burger with sweet roasted peppers, pickles and cheese stuffed inside the patty and cooked with clever hacks to deliver the ultimate ooze really is another level. So, where do homemade burgers start? With good mincemeat. I've got 400 grams of lovely minced beef. Now, in a time where we're all talking about meat reduction, being healthier, I want to give you a fantastic hack. I do this with my family, we love it. We've got beautiful lentils here. Now, I know what you're thinking, lentils, I don't like them, this, that, and the other. But if you just got a bowl of lentils, yeah, probably they're not going to be great. You've got to dress them up. And in here, we can use lentils and you can up the veg and reduce the meat. It's not just good for the planet, you know, it's good for you and it's good for your wallet. Triple whammy, okay? So you can just use a bowl and massage the two together. What I quite like to do is just use a little food processor to pulse some extra flavour in. So in we're gonna go with the lentils. These lentils you can get 250 gram packs. Then we're gonna go in with the 400 grams of the lovely mincemeat. We can season that up with plenty of black pepper, a little pinch of salt, but then we want to get some flavour in there. I've got classic pickles, pickled onions, and little cornichons. So when you bite into the burger, you're going to get that tang. So what I'm going to do is put, 3 or 4 cornichons into the blender. I'm just going to pulse it up. 30 seconds. And you'll see the texture start to change a little bit. See it change? Yeah. So, as soon as that's happened, I want to divide it into 4. Let me show you the technique of stuffing, right? You take that lump of mincemeat, just use your hands to push it out about 15 centimetres. It's about 1 centimetre in thickness. And I know that looks like a big burger, but we're going to fold it back on itself and we're going to stuff it. That's the whole thing about this burger. It's literally child's play. So get those patties pushed out to roughly 15 centimetres, okay? Let me just wash my hands. Okay, I want to grab myself a knife. Let's get some cornichons, little sweet pickled onions. These jarred peppers, one of these should be more than enough. And then just finely slice it like that. These are so sweet and delicious, and the colour's amazing. Look at that. And then cheddar. 25 grams per burger is more than enough. Take a little pile of our cornichons and our pickled onions. We'll go in with a few bits of that lovely pepper, cheese. Just sort of press it down. What we're going to do is fold this meat back over the top here. Very simple. So we're stuffing the sides back up like this, and then we're gathering it like a little pleat. Can you see? So it's not perfect yet, but we'll keep kind of pinching it. Right? So that's your patty. That's your stuffed patty. So let me show you this second one. This one is for little Buddy, my boy. He loves a burger, as we all do. And this is the perfect job that you can get done in advance. So let's get cooking. Pan on, medium-high heat. So patty in the pan. We're gonna cook that for 1 minute on each side. What I like to do is use the side of the pan as your friend. As we push this patty around, we push it up against the side just to get the sides nice and gnarly as well. And you can just rotate that around, getting that crispiness around there. Look at that. Smells amazing. So that's had a minute, and have a little flip. As soon as it's had a little flip, let's get our mustard, and we're literally gonna paint this on the burger. Dijon mustard, always great. Flip it again. Second side. What's amazing is when you put that mustard on the patty and you cook it, it completely transforms. It's not hot, it's not overwhelming, it's not aggressive, but the flavour is absolutely amazing. Give that a little shake, and then one last time. So it's that simple, 1 minute each side, then 1 minute each side with the mustard. That's what it looks like, gnarly and gorgeous. Then get a nice bun, and this is where there's another twist, because we're gonna go into that bun like that, and then we cut it in half. And then it goes back into the pan. And you can mop up all those juices. After about 30 seconds a minute, it will finish off cooking that patty beautifully. It'll go golden, gnarly. You'll toast the buns and you'll get a lovely ooze from that cheese. Look at that, if I just give it a little squeeze. Oh, gorgeous. Really, really nice. So that, my friends, is a burger. Look at that, it's exciting. Stuffed, packed with flavour. So tasty. That tang of the cornichon, the pickled onion, the sweet peppers, so good with the beef. That is a brilliant £1 wonder.